Wight boasts many brilliant buildings that have won the Ryde Prize in the past, but this year's entry is slightly different. Not hidden away in total seclusion, but right in the centre of Ryde. This brings with it some benefits, but with so many neighbours, there's also a lot of opinions. So to avoid conflict, they had to listen.
Don't go in there with a predetermined idea that this is my grand design and you're all going to put up with it. That won't work. Go in and listen and find out, and before you've done too much design work, find out what's important to people, and then you can mould a splendid project even with constraints. In fact, constraints help to make a project work better.
And that's certainly true here. Privacy was a problem with neighbours on all sides, so they had to come up with inventive solutions, and the use of linnet glass was one of them.
It's one of the first times it's been used on a residential project. What we particularly like about it is that it lets in light but also has an opaque quality, so that it's translucent and offers privacy. On this particular project, with this facade being on the south side, we really wanted to draw light into the building but also give privacy, and this material does that perfectly.
But that's not the only creative approach. They also turn the house upside down to give privacy in the bedrooms and maximise the views.
What was your initial reaction to that sort of upside down living?
That was fine by me. I was used to living in an upside down house in the 1980s house we were living in Seaview. And it made total sense and logic to me to maximise the views and to maximise the daylight in the rooms that you actually spend most waking time in.
There is a practicality about this house that's so refreshing. It's not about size or being showy. It's designed specifically for family life.
Well, it just works. The greatest luxury of the house for me is that it really just works for the way our family lives and exists. So, you know, the bedrooms are the right sizes, the bathrooms function, the children have absolutely equal bedrooms and bathrooms, there's no arguments about any of that nonsense. The luxury is having spaces that do precisely what you want them to do.
There's no getting away from it. This house is not like its neighbours. Ryde is full of Victorian villas, and the arrival of a contemporary creation could have ruffled some feathers, but they've gone to great lengths to make sure the materials are in keeping.
We wanted to have a palette of materials on this project that really was part of the site. So we've used a combination of island stone, brick and render, all of which are prevalent in the streetscape. So this building in particular reflects the neighbouring buildings either side and sits in really comfortably.
This house proves that contemporary doesn't have to be controversial. The planners didn't object, the neighbours actually like it, and that's a sign of great architecture. It's simple, stylish and subtle. It's not shouting out to be noticed, and I think that's why it works. Stacey Poole, ITV News in Ryde.